I have a confession to make. I have collected many sketchbooks over the years, and many of them are completely empty. Some of them I bought years ago, some of them weeks ago. And every time I buy a new sketchbook, I tell myself the same thing. This one is going to be the one. The one I'm going to fill from cover to cover, the one that's going to have the perfect projects, the perfect setups, the perfect artwork inside. And somehow that moment just never comes. There's always another reason to wait, another excuse, another version of not yet. And if I'm being honest, a lot of that waiting, a lot of that not yet, it comes from fear. Sketchbooks can feel really precious, especially when you spend, a little bit more money on one. And suddenly there's this pressure around this little blank book that you bought for yourself. And no one puts this pressure on you, in my experience anyway. It's all from within. And this belief that whatever you put in your sketchbook has to be good, it has to be finished, or even just worthy of the paper. Sometimes all of that pressure is enough to keep your sketchbooks completely untouched. But something has shifted for me recently. For the last several weeks, I have been sketching most days. That is not something I ever thought I would say. I have always been the person who looks at people who sketch every day and says, I could never be one of those people. Sketching isn't for me. I can't keep up with it. It's too much. I can't do it. But what I've been making lately is loose. It's messy. It's unfinished. Sometimes it's genuinely just bad. And honestly, that's the point. The most exciting part is not what I'm making in these sketchbooks. It's how I'm feeling when I'm actually doing the work. It helps me feel calmer. I feel more hopeful, which, let's be real, it's hard to feel hopeful right now. And I feel more grounded. And I really didn't realize how much I needed this permission to play, to use my sketchbook as my playground. A lot of this shift has come from watching Sandy Hester's videos. Shout out to Sandy Hester. I'm a huge fan. And if you're not, go check her out. But what I love about her sketchbooks is that they are not precious. She will often talk about finishing something and hating it, and then coming back and looking at that sketchbook, months or even years later, and loving it. And when I looked through my own sketchbooks recently, I realized I was having that same exact experience. I remember making some of these drawings and feeling genuinely embarrassed by them. Like I did not even want my name attached to them. The fact that I'm showing them on the screen now, kind of a miracle. But now, looking back, there are things that I am genuinely proud of. And that's why we keep sketchbooks, and that's why they matter. I've been reminding myself that my sketchbook is the home for my bad art. It's where things don't have to work. It's where ideas don't have to be clear. It's where I can go when my mental health needs it, or when I have an idea that just needs to get out of my head and onto paper. My sketchbook is not my portfolio. It's not a performance. It's just a place where I get to practice being human, being imperfect, being messy, somebody who makes bad art. So today I'm going to pull out every sketchbook I own. And yes, you are allowed to comment on how ridiculous this is, because it is a little bit ridiculous. But I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not calling this a project, and it is definitely not a challenge. But I'm trying to think of this, and I'm going to talk about it more, but this thing that I'm doing right now and all this year, I'm trying to think of it as just an endeavor, a very gentle endeavor. So let me show you the stack. Whew. Before I keep going, I want to pause for just a second. If you have been watching this and feel a little uncomfortable, a little bit called out, that makes a lot of sense. I think that sketchbooks can bring up those kinds of feelings in a lot of people, myself included. Those feelings of perfectionism, of guilt, the feeling that you should be doing more or that you should be doing better. And honestly, this video and this whole practice I'm trying to develop, it's my way of choosing something different. Something that's slower, something that's more human. Today's video is sponsored by me and my Tiny Treasures print subscription. Tiny Treasures exists because I really believe in rituals. Rituals like getting something in the mail every single month, something that brings you happiness, something that brings you a surprise. I really believe in those things. These prints are really deeply connected to my sketchbook practice. Sketchbooks are where your ideas get to wander. And Tiny Treasures is where some of those ideas get to become something tangible, something that I bring into the world. If that kind of slow, intentional art rhythm speaks to you, I will leave a link below. And now let's keep looking through all of those sketchbooks. This is the sketchbook that I'm using right now. Some of these drawings happened during my lunch breaks, while I was waiting for medical appointments, while I was listening to, some of these artist calls that I'm a part of. Some of these spreads I really do not like. Some of them feel like complete failures, and some of them surprise me. But they all belong here, in this sketchbook. As I look ahead to the rest of this year, I want to be really clear about my intention. I am not trying to fill all of these sketchbooks. That would be amazing, but for me, crazy. I'm not setting a challenge, and I am definitely not chasing perfection. I just want these sketchbooks to be more full at the end of this year than they were at the beginning. That feels kind. That feels generous. It feels doable. I want to explore different art experiences and mediums. I want my art practice to grow. And I really want a year that just feels like it was full of joyful art making. For a really long time, I have called myself an artist with a lowercase a, or even more often, I refer to myself as a commercial artist, someone who makes artwork for products. And I just wanted to say that I'm gonna stop using those phrases, those kind of excuses that I say about my artwork, because a commercial artist is an artist. I am an artist, you are an artist. And this sketchbook practice is helping me to really believe that. I don't have a big call to action for the end of this video. I just wanted to share this, all of this, especially if you're struggling with your own sketchbook practice, or if you're surrounded by empty ones like me. I am going to keep checking in periodically throughout the year to let you know how this little endeavor of mine unfolds. And I can tell you right now, it will be unfolding imperfectly, slowly, and without pressure. So if you want to follow along as I stumble my way through this year of art making, I would love it if you would subscribe. It helps me out. It lets YouTube know you like what you saw here. And just so I don't feel so vulnerable about the number of sketchbooks I just showed you, if you're in a similar boat, could you please leave a comment below and let me know that I'm not alone with my piles and piles of sketchbooks. Thank you so much for being here. I am really excited for this next chapter, and I can't wait to see how my sketchbooks evolve over the course of this year. I'll see you next time.